They built on my old mining claim, so I reclaimed every inch. I never thought a few acres of rocky dirt I'd staked out in my 20s would turn into the kind of trouble that makes your jaw ache from grinding it so hard. I still remember walking that ridge, the wind whipping across the rusted equipment I'd left behind, thinking about the veins of silver I'd scraped from the rock. That claim was mine, not on paper maybe, not by some city lawyer's ledger, but mine in every sense that mattered. It started subtly. I'd driven past one morning, coffee in hand, and noticed a trailer parked near the old shaft. No signs, no announcements, just a bulldozer gnawing at the hill. At first I thought it was a survey crew, maybe a county project. But when I saw the freshly poured concrete foundation, I felt that hollow pit in my stomach open up. They were building over it. My claim, my years of labor. Someone had simply crossed the line and anchored their ambition into my property. I tried talking to the foreman. He smiled like I was some eccentric local with too much imagination. "Everything's permitted," he said, waving a blueprint like it was a magic wand. But I knew my history here, and I knew their paperwork didn't cover what they were bulldozing. That day, I started collecting evidence. Photos, GPS coordinates, old claim stubs, even the faded maps I'd drawn myself with graphite-stained fingers. Each piece was another layer of armor for when the moment came to expose them. I couldn't call in the county just yet. Early enforcement usually favors moneyed developers, and I didn't have the budget for a drawn-out legal fight. I had to play smart, biding my time, gathering proof while staying invisible. I wandered the edge of the construction, camera clicking, notes scribbled in the margins of old notebooks. Every pour of concrete, every steel girder raised added weight to the eventual confrontation. They assumed my silence meant consent. They were wrong. Midway through the project, I found my entry point. A delivery truck had left documents in the dust. A construction log with signatures, dates, and unusual variances in the permit numbers. I made copies with my phone, recording every detail. I reached out to a local investigative reporter who had a reputation for digging where lawyers feared to tread. That's when the exposure kicked in. Articles hit the county newsletter. Social media picked up photos of the bulldozers literally encroaching on my historic claim. Suddenly, the developers' board meetings became defensive, their compliance officers scrambling. Escalation wasn't immediate, but it was precise. Inspections came in, citations were issued, and operational delays forced the company to halt machinery while they reviewed their permits. I didn't need to yell, I didn't need to stand in the road with a placard. Indirect confrontation had worked. Each bureaucrat I nudged became a domino in the larger reversal of power. The company, big on paper but fragile under public scrutiny, had to rethink every step. I watched their timeline shrink, their confidence crumble, and finally, I walked the ridge with quiet satisfaction. My claim wasn't just intact, it was acknowledged. So I moved my old equipment back into position, keeping records of every nail, every beam, every cubic foot of concrete that had intruded. I didn't celebrate, I measured, I documented, I ensured that no future developer would ignore the history etched into that land. It was a lingering victory, the kind that doesn't make headlines but echoes in the bones. And as I stand there now, the wind still whipping, the sun catching on the jagged edges of my claim, I ask myself, if someone else had ignored my years of sweat and risk, how far would I have gone to ensure the land remembered me first? Hit like and subscribe for more stories.